Hi guys, so today we're going to be playing a game called Lift Your Spirits, which is a horror game. And, um, yeah, let's get to it. Alone on a Friday night, and I'm spending it here. My fingers were sluggish as I typed out the last bit of conclusion needed to finish off my paper. I didn't even bother spell check the rest, my hands dragging the cursor across to close the document. Alright, time to submit it. I typed out my regards to Mr. Holtman, kindly finding the attached file of the assignment. Your student. Ellie. Stifling a yawn, I turn on my phone to check the time. 2:53 a.m. The universal experience of losing sleep and gaining eye bags as a college student came to grace me in its hold once again, it seemed. At least it's the weekend. Turning off the computer, it suddenly hits me how quiet it was without my fingers tapping away at the keyboard. Everyone else had left. The campus was open 24/7, but who else was dumb enough to push their luck in submitting their assignments this late? I consider myself lucky Mr. Holtman gave me an extended deadline, otherwise I'd be screwed. Still, there were also the rumors. Disembodied voices echoing through the empty rooms, heavy footsteps shuffling down the halls. Those who were lucky claimed to see a black silhouette sulking around the vending machines at the end of the corridor, staring at them. I wasn't the superstitious type, but I had to admit the eerie silence of being the only person here gave me the creeps. I was recalling all the gossip spread around the student body when a sound made me perk up. I glanced behind me over the monitors to see if someone had come in. Nobody. I ignored the goosebumps raising on my arm as I gathered up my items into my bag. Superstition or no, I've done what I came for. Time to go. I shambled to the elevator and tapped the button. It rumbled to life, slowly making its way up to my floor. Just a couple more minutes and I'm out of here, I assured myself. I don't know why, but I found myself constantly checking behind me as if I expecting someone there. Yet, it was always empty every time I looked. I tapped the button some more. The hairs at the back of my neck stood as if I was being watched. I clenched my fist, ignoring how sweaty they felt in my pockets. Is there someone behind me? I jumped. The door slid open as I released the breath I didn't realize I was holding. I didn't even consider looking back as I stepped inside, refusing to turn around until the doors closed. The chipper background music they played calmed me down somewhat. I'm almost in disbelief that they are still playing it at this hour. Almost. I pressed the button for the ground floor and the elevator moving with a small jolt. With nothing to do but wait, I stared at the numbers slowly descending. The lull of the elevator was starting to make me sleepy. I thought of the things I could do once I got home, just to distract myself for the rest of the ride. A shower for sure, microwave dinner probably, and I didn't catch the rest of that. I blinked up at the flickering lights. The elevator shuddered and came to an abrupt halt. The music cut out. I tried the button for the ground floor, then the rest. Unresponsive. Pushing the interior comm button gave nothing but static. Hello? No, no, no. This cannot be happening. Taking a moment to compose myself, I call out. Is anyone there? I'm stuck in here. Help. I started to slam on the doors as panic took hold. There had to be someone out there. Help, please. I'm in here. I didn't stop for a good minute, getting more and more desperate as tears welled up in my eyes. Why now? Why me? I knocked my forehead against the door and slumped, ready to curl up and cry. This sucks. I was about to turn before I felt a chill run up my spine. The air felt heavy. Is this claustrophobia setting in? I didn't think I had a fear of closed spaces, unless there was a raspy moan behind me. I turned my head and screamed. Across me was a growing blotch of darkness, an oozing mass that seemed to be melting through the walls. I scrambled away, my back flat against the doors. A hand emerged from the writhing form, grasping at the edge. A foul smell like black ichor dripping from its fingers. Another arm followed suit, clinging to the other side. I couldn't look away. I couldn't find my voice to scream. A face took shape. A pair of hollow eyes and a manic grin with several teeth. It seemed to smile directly at me. I blacked out. Hey, wake up. Wake up. Hey, wait, hey. I heard a voice, panicked and flustered, from above. A person was looming over me, visibly worried, as I blinked back to consciousness. You're alive. I couldn't really check for a pulse, so anyway, are you alright? I think so. Phew, I'm glad. I didn't mean to scare you back there. I realized I was still in the elevator, but now with a stranger twiddling their thumbs in front of me. They were taller than me, looming a few good inches past my head. Their limbs looked even more awkward in the baggy sweater they had. I wasn't sure if they forgot to wash away their makeup or if it just hadn't slept for 3 days straight. Possibly both. I realized they were staring at me as well. Their eyes focused on me a little too long, as if they had forgotten how to blink. So I suddenly remembered the last thing I saw. That creepy shadow from the walls. But before you were here, there was something crawling out of the walls. I know it sounds insane, but I swear it looked straight out of a horror movie. The stranger looked nervous. Crap, they think I'm nuts. Don't look at me like that. No, I believe you for sure. You saw it too? Well, sort of. Sorry, I was really trying to be sneaky. That must have been uncomfortable to watch. Come again? What are you saying? Well, I heard you yelling for help, and I couldn't just leave you alone, so I did the next best thing I could. Are you saying that was you? Yes, in a way. There's really no easy way to say this. I'm not alive, not the way you are. Did they mean... You mean like a ghost? The stranger lit up appreciatively. Basically, you must have heard the rumors, right? Well, it's me in the flesh. Well, sans the flesh. I mean, she's cute and all, but we're gonna stick our hand through. I'm sorry, I want to find out. My hand shot out before I could even think twice. What? The tips of my fingers instantly felt airy and ice cold, like touching something solid, yet not. The stranger yelped and backed away. Hey, you don't... Do you just go around sticking your fingers into people you just met? Sorry, I thought you were messing with me. The stranger was having none of it. Ugh, why do I even bother? If you just sit tight and do anything stupid, they'll come to find you in the morning. They shift into their familiar black shape, emitting entity melting into the puddle and disappearing through the floor. Exactly the same way they had entered. I found myself alone for the next 7 hours. The workers found me half dozing in the corner the next morning. I stayed late most nights on the campus to see if the stranger would show up, but it seemed they were ignoring me on purpose. I never saw them again. Bad ending, rude awakening. Well. Guess I shouldn't have shoved my hand into him. I mean, most people probably wouldn't like being have their hand shoved into them. So, that wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. And, per usual, I got the bad ending. Well, alright. So, that's it for this one. I will leave a link in the description. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you on the next one. Later.